Tinubu was sworn in on May 29th. Olabayo. Fresh crisis rocks Association of Nigeria Licensed Custom Agents as both describes Council for Regulation of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria peace deal fraud. Areyo seeks to lead return again as NEC dissolves ESCO. Health contributor scheme. Kebbi government vows to fulfill obligations to Kachema. Troops kills 2 bandit leaders in Kaduna. INEC pays holds in Obi's petition. Mbajunudu's death, a great loss to Nigeria, says Yahya Bello. Garba lied. Kano gave Tinubu 300,000 votes, says support group. And here's our news in detail. President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be sworn in on May the 29th, 2023. He said nothing can stop the inauguration, stating that victory of Tinubu has come to stay. He also warned against post-election violence, cautioning politicians against hate speech that could participate in crisis. He advised those planning to perpetrate interim government's agenda to desist, noting that it was a perceived for chaos and unrest. Olabayo, who predicted Tinubu's victory in the presidential election, stated that God had revealed to him many years back that Tinubu will emerge as president. Members of the Board of Trustees, both have described the peace deal initiated by the Council for Regulation of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria to resolve the 5 years crisis in Association of Licensed Custom Agents as monumental fraud. This is coming barely 4 weeks after CRFN broke peace in the crisis that rocked the association for years, even as the members of both had pulled out of the peace deal. The board has also petitioned the Ministry of Transport over the actions and inactions by the CRFNN chairman Alhaji Tassini Abubakar in resolution of the ANLCA crisis, which is tagged as bias and ports of injustice. The former national president of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, Comrade Osakpawan Areyo, has indicated his interest to lead the transportation body again if given the mandate. Areyo made this declaration in Benin City while speaking to newsmen shortly after the National Executive Committee of the association in Abuja approved the dissolution of this executive of the association, where he pledged body that he would ensure that all aggrieved members were pacified and carried along in the interest of peace, unity and progress of the body if related. Now on health. Health Contributory Scheme. Kebbi government vows to fulfill obligations to Kashama. The Kebbi state government has promised to fulfill all its obligations made to Kebbi State Contributory Health Care Management Agency, Kashema, to ease the cost of health services by the vulnerable citizens of the state. State Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu stated this during the inauguration and flag of Mal sector enrollment exercise in Kashima in Birini, Kebbi. Kaduna Governor Nasir El-Rufai expressed happiness and commended the military for killing Danwasa, who he said was responsible for several kidnappings and cattle rustling across the state. Bagudu, who was represented by the secretary to the state government Alhaji Umaru Babale Yaru, assured the management staff and stakeholders that the state government will not fail in implementing all all the commitments made towards the success of the scheme in the state. The All Progressive Congress (APC) and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) have asked the Presidential Elections Petition Court to throw out a petition filed by Labour Party (LP) and its candidate Obi. The ruling party and the electoral umpire, in a separate replies to LP and Obi's petition, asked the court to deny all relief sought on the grounds that the petition is devoid of any merit and also founded on frivolities. Mr. Obi, petitioner, and LP, second petitioner, has sued INEC, presidential-elect, and his running mates, and Kashim Shettima, as well as the APC, as first to fourth respondent, respectively. The petitioners are seeking notification of the election victory of Tinubu and Shettima in the February 25th presidential elections. Tinubu scored 8,794,726 votes to defeat 17 other candidates. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party came second with 984,520 votes, with Obi, who came third with 6,101,553 votes. Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State on Wednesday described the death of former Anambra Governor Chinwoke Mbadinuju as a great loss to Nigeria. In a condolence message to the government and the people of Anambra, family and friends of the deceased, issued in Lokoja by the Chief Press Secretary, the governor expressed shock on the death. And he said, "I am deeply humbled and saddened by the news of the death of former governor of Anambra, His Excellency Chinwoke Mbadinuju. His death is a great loss to us all, and the contribution to Anambra in particular, where he served as governor between 1999 and 2003, and Nigeria in general, will always remain prominent." National Support Group of the Senate's Chief Whip, Oji Uzokalo, has debunked claims by former member of the House of Representatives Adamu Garba that APC President-elect Bola Tinubu got only 8,000 votes in Abia State. The pressure group known as OUK Grassroots Movement described the statement as not only enormous but ignorant, clarifying that Carlo contributed over 300,000 votes to the victory of the All Progressive Congress candidate in February poll. National leader of the group, Murtala Mohammed, in a statement yesterday, said aside his error-reading comments, Garba lacked the moral standard to advise the people leadership, having dumped his party over selfish reasons only to return a month later. Now on business updates. How additional retirement benefits can boost pension. The Contributory Pension Scheme, CPS, is a sustainable pension system that provides a stable, timely, practicable, and adequate source of retirement income for employees in the public and private sector. The CPS was the outcome of a reform in the pension sector initiated by the federal government in 2004. The reform initiative in the enhancement of the Pension Reform Act of 2004, PR of 2004. 10 years later, the PR 2004 was replaced with the Pension Reform Act of 2014, PR 2014. Stakeholders have adjoined the implementation of CPS a success. However, there are complaints about low pensions, especially from the retirees in the public sector, because
Skyblast TV.
YouTube at Skyblast TV.
Facebook Skyblast TV Live.
Instagram Skyblast TV.
Twitter Skyblast TV.